Well, all right. I took the cheap Chinese blues box guitar out of the box this morning and put it together. You have to assemble the basically just put the nut and the bridge on and put the little rivets in place there and string it up. And first thing I did was to replace the big bolt bridge. It was about a 5/16 bolt for a bridge, and I got a 1/4 inch bolt on there to lower the action a little bit. And for the nut, the 5/16 I replaced with a 3/16, and that lowered it down some. I'd like to get it a little bit lower if I was going to actually play it very often. But then I'd need a string retainer because there's almost no down pressure on, especially on that middle string. And it sounds pretty typical. It's a tune sort of GDG, but I have it a little bit lower than that right now. And yep, it is a, let's see if we can see that, about a 21-inch scale, which is pretty short scale. The shortest ones I've made is 24 inches. I like a good 25.5-inch scale. Seems like it sounds better. But anyway, I mean, I wanted to hate this thing, but I can't really hate it because it's kind of a neat little guitar. It's several notches up above what you'd think of as a toy, because you can play it, and you can learn from it. There's a couple of little nitpicky things. The contact paper with the fake wood grain is starting to peel in a couple of places, like at the corner of the F hole, and a few other places where it's bubbled and not just kind of slapped on there. But I think I'd actually be able to finger some notes better if it was a lower action. It kind of throws the tuning to the intonation off with that as high as it still is. Not too bad there, but on the low string, it's almost a 1/4 step up, and that's even with the bridge angled pretty much. All in all, hey, I can't hate it. Especially, it came with a really, I haven't listened to the CD yet, but I did go through the book, and there's some good lessons in it. I mean, one of the paragraphs in the introduction says, it's based on the classic cigar box guitar design. The blues box guitar is a great alternative to building your own or buying a more expensive handmade version. Experienced guitar players who have never played a fretless slide guitar will take to it like a duck in water. And it says, hopefully you will agree as you begin your blues box guitar experience. So then it goes on, and it has some about the history of cigar box guitars, and pretty good information, really. Names the parts of it, and some pretty good tutorials about slide technique. That's how to string it up in there. And it talks about 3-finger picking and strumming, and so it gives the beginner five different methods of playing the guitar with your right hand, and pretty much how to properly use a slide. So, I mean, that's pretty doggone good information for less than $30 for the instrument. The CD, I listened to some tracks from it on YouTube, and it sounded pretty good. But I haven't taken it out yet because I plan on either re-gifting or gifting it to someone interested for Christmas. But anyway, that's the possibly divisive guitar that I can't hate. That's a pretty typical acoustic sound, except for the slack string sound on the short scale. Excuse me. And I could tolerate the unplugged sound of it if I was just sitting around playing. I kind of hate the plugged-in sound. The piezo is either one of those real small discs, tinny sounding, and it's probably not placed very well. It's probably just stuck on there anywhere. And I had to pretty much back the treble all the way off on my amplifier here to get any halfway decent sound in. And it's got a pretty substantial hum in it also. But, I mean, still, it's a playable little piece of crap. Even by my crappy standards. Sky is cracked. Come on up to the house. The only thing that you can see is what you lack. Come on up to the house. All your crying won't do you no good. Come on up to the house. Come down from the cross, we could use the wood. Come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. This world is not my home, I'm just a traveling through. Come on up to the house. So there it is for less than $30. You get the I was using the slide that came with it too. I forgot to mention. Pretty nice lightweight glass slide. So I mean, all in all, I think it would be something that a beginner could learn on very nicely. Now back to the Swamp Witch.